Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome. It is episode number Dustin Pedroia, aka number 15. It's been a long, stressful week for Red Sox fans and Red Sox Nation right now. And look at that. The Red Sox are not looking too great right now. The Red Sox are tied. That's right, tied with the New York Yankees for second place in the AL East standings. I'm not too happy about that. I'll get into that in about a couple of minutes. But let's get into the Red Sox and why they aren't doing well. So it was the weekend series against the Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox swept them. Great. Amazing. But it's the Baltimore Orioles. They are the crappiest team in the big leagues right now. Just checking ESPN for a quick second. As the Yankees are now beating the Red Sox 4-1 and could possibly sweep the Red Sox. This is not looking good, Red Sox Nation. You should not be very excited about this one. The Yankees are storming back. They will probably be in the playoffs other than the Red Sox. And you know what? I'm not going to be too happy about this, but I wouldn't be surprised because it is the Boston Red Sox right now. They're really slumping. You know, if they lose this lead, we really need to wake up these next 9 games because we play Minnesota, Seattle, and I think the Royals in our next 3 competitions. We should be getting wins up and down the baseball field right now. But I don't think this Red Sox team really has it. If you ask me this week, if you ask me, Devin, will the Red Sox make the playoffs? I'm going to say no. This Red Sox team is really looking foolish, and they're not looking like the team that was looking like in July or June or May. But this team has really depressed me a lot. You know, I've had a lot of hope and I've had a lot of faith in this Boston Red Sox team, but they're not cracking the bats. They're not starting pitching's great. Excuse me, but our relief bullpen is not that great. It really isn't. This Red Sox team has been very, very confusing, and it's been very, very aggravating as a Red Sox fan. So let's talk about, great. We swept the Orioles, the baddest team in the, AL East. Great. But let's talk about yesterday afternoon's game against our arch rivals in the New York Yankees. So they didn't start off great. Velazquez, who had gone 2 for 16 in his New York Yankees debut, hits a 2-run single for the New York Yankees. Great. Red Sox are down 2-0. So I'm thinking to myself, great. The Red Sox aren't really great at coming back, but we've come back 40 different times from deficits like this. But, it was 2-0. And then in the top of the third or top of the second, Xander Bogaerts hits a 2-run single, but then he gets out, surprisingly, on a base path error. So now it's 2-2. Great. Awesome. I love what this team's doing. It is 2-2 tied. I think it was the top of the fourth or top of the third. Christian Vazquez hits a solo shot. 3-2 Boston Red Sox. Hallelujah. Great. We have a 3-2 lead against the New York Yankees. We're about to take game 1 of this doubleheader. That's what you thought between the first, probably next 3 innings. But Tanner Houck went 4 or 5 innings, pitched great, and then it came to the 6th and 5th inning where the Red Sox bullpen wasn't giving us answers that we were expecting them. It was a 2-run, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. I forget who was up, but, some guy, bases loaded for the New York Yankees. I want to say it was DJ LeMahieu. He hits a 2-run single. It was probably the most easiest fly ball. I could have caught it out there. And I am huge, and, I would have caught this probably easy pop-up. But Kike Hernandez is running in from the outfield, and he botches a fly ball that easily could have been caught, and we would have still been leading 3-2 entering the top of the 6th inning and possibly still winning the game. But no, of course not, because we're the Red Sox and we like to do stupid things. Nope. This is what happens. 2-run single. Now it's 4-3 New York. Oh, great. Then Giancarlo Stanton hits an RBI single. Now it's 5-3 Yankees. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. The Red Sox are losing. Great. But here's the thing. The Red Sox had so many different scoring opportunities. It's not even funny. So and then comes the lovely seventh inning. I'll get to how I feel about the seventh inning games in a doubleheader, which I'm not very fond upon. But the Boston Red Sox, Kyle Schwarber up, he beat the shift for an infield single. Great, amazing. It is one runner on, and also we have the time runner up, which is Christian Vasquez, who hit a solo home run not even 2 to 3 innings ago. Great, amazing, awesome. He hits a CAI single. Now we have 2 on, nobody out in the seventh inning. And then we have Alex Verdugo, who has been producing a lot for the Boston Red Sox. He's been doing a great job, I think, this season. But Alex Verdugo, he hits a single. But what happens was bases loaded. And, Kyle Schwarber, he's a very slow runner. And you don't really want, anyone to be running on Aaron Judge. So smart move. You have the bases loaded, nobody out for the Boston Red Sox. And you're thinking, great, maybe this is a chance where Boston Red Sox score some runs. Maybe, hit a grand slam, hit a go-ahead home run, or maybe even take a 2 or one run lead, as I can't talk right now. But nope. As always, the Boston Red Sox find a way to shoot themselves in the foot, as always. And here's the scenario what happened. We got Travis Shaw from the Milwaukee Brewers, an old friend, an old foe. Great. We could use him for first base. We could use him for many things out, in the infield. Maybe put him in the outfield or whatnot. Travis Shaw hits a low line drive right to the left fielder for the New York Yankees. 1 out. Okay, fine. This is what really freaking pissed me off for the Boston Red Sox. And Kike Hernandez has been a very smart hitter, and he's been taking his walks here and there. So for Kike Hernandez, he had a 3-1 pitch. He swung at a pitch that could have been ball 4. And so now it's a 3-2 count. And what do you know what happens next? Kike Hernandez strikes out swinging. Great, wonderful. The Red Sox are down to their last out after having the bases loaded and nobody out. The Red Sox are 1 out away from probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen happen for the Boston Red Sox. And sometimes they're good with runners on scoring position, and sometimes they just make me want to bang my head into a wall right now. They really do, the Boston Red Sox. Then we have Hunter Renfroe hitting second, which I don't mind because, it's a change in the lineup, and Alex Cora is trying to do different things to spunk up the lineup for the Red Sox, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. But here's the thing that really aggravates me. We have our best hitter up with probably the best scenario and best situation right now. And you know what happens? 0-2 pitch. Hunter Renfroe strikes out. Ball game over. The New York Yankees win game 1 of the doubleheader. I could not believe that scenario for the Boston Red Sox. We had so many opportunities to take the lead, even in that 7th inning. I wouldn't mind a 2-run double, and then we hit like a 3-run home run. Now we're up 8-5. Now we're up, 9-5, whatever. But it really kills me that tonight, the New York Yankees will be in second place. The Red Sox will be in third. I know that this will happen because the Boston Red Sox just love doing this. So we'll get swept by the Yankees. Hoorah, kudos to the New York Yankees for possibly sweeping us in the next coming hour or hour and a half. Kudos to you guys. You guys are the best fan base out there. You guys got Joey Gallo, Anthony Rizzo. So kudos to you guys. Y'all swept us in New York, and now you guys are going to be second place in the AL East standings. So I can't say anything but thank you and good riddance. Great sweep by the New York Yankees because y'all are up either 2-1 or 4-1 right now, and we're about to get swept. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan, and I'm saying this because our pitching stinks. Our hitting is not good. And it just aggravates me as a Boston Red Sox fan. I mean, I wouldn't have known that we would be talking that the Red Sox are in a wild card place, are in second place right now, and are hunting for the playoffs. I would never have expected that. Acquiring Hunter Renfroe, getting Kike Hernandez, Marwin Gonzalez, which we released, which I'm glad to see him off the team right now. Good riddance for him. But, this team has been a roller coaster run of a team right now. I cannot stress the agony, how aggravating it was. I understand for you Yankees fans now how it felt to be in fourth place for these last 4 months. This team is very aggravating. It's very stressful to, be possibly swept by the New York Yankees. The score right now, as I'm seeing, is either 4-1 or 2-1 New York right now. We were up 1-0. Xander Bogaerts hit a solo shot. I'm thinking, great. This is amazing that we are up by, 1 run. Maybe we can score a fantasy of more runs. But no. As always, the Red Sox pitching with Nick Pivetta always screws us up. And you know what? I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, and I'm saying this. We are getting swept by the New York Yankees because our pitching ain't good. Yeah, we won the first 9 games before the New York Yankees, and, this team has been really frustrating. It's been really aggravating as a Red Sox fan to say this. But it looks like right now, if you ask me, Devin, which team is making the playoffs more, the Yankees or the Boston Red Sox, I'm going to go with the New York Yankees. They have a lot of drive. They have a lot of courage. Their lineup is better than us. On paper, we look better. But, hopefully in these next couple of games, the Red Sox can hopefully win a couple more games to be even with the New York Yankees. Because here's the thing. I got to give a lot of credit to you Yankee fans out there. It was hard to be in fourth place for you guys. And, it must have been frustrating. Y'all wanted, Aaron Boone to be out as a coach for the Yankees. But, Aaron Boone is doing a great job right now. The Yankees GM made a lot of great moves during the, trade deadline that I wish the Red Sox have made. Instead of Chaim Bloom picking up Kyle Schwarber and 2 I don't know name players. But, here's the thing for the Boston Red Sox. I wish that they did what the New York Yankees did. The Yankees grabbed some bats, great bats with, Anthony Rizzo, Joey Gallo, which I'm a little bit upset because many people said that, Rizzo could be going to the Boston Red Sox, but of course he didn't. He, went to the New York Yankees, our arch rivalry team, which is kind of interesting to see him go there because I, read a comment that he said during a press conference saying, oh, why didn't you want to go to the Boston Red Sox? And, it kind of made me think about this. He said his answer was, I don't want to go to a team that quits on me. And, the first team that, Anthony Rizzo played on was the Boston Red Sox. And we did trade him to the Chicago Cubs. So I do understand that, his reasoning why he signed with the New York Yankees instead of, being traded to the New York Yankees. So, and Rizzo, he's been a hot bat for the Yankees. Same with Joey Gallo. He's been hitting a couple home runs here and there. Kyle Schwarber for the Red Sox, he's been hitting, doubles, singles, but we want to see him hitting more home runs. I don't know, kind of awakening more as a Boston Red Sox fan right now. But, he's not producing. He's not doing what he did for the Nationals like the Red Sox were expecting him to do. We're expecting him to see him to be more in the DH role and putting JD out in the left, which I can understand, and having Bobby Dolbeck and Travis Shaw switch up here and there. But, we'll see what happens by next show. Hopefully, the Red Sox can be on a 5-6 game winning streak would be nice. And hopefully the Red Sox are in a hunt for the wild card instead of maybe 3rd, 4th place, instead of being, 3rd or 4th in the AL East standings. But, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this or whatnot. But, I just think that Red Sox, they're not looking like the 2018 Red Sox. They're just not looking at right now. But we're going to hit a break right now. Next time when we come on, we'll be talking about the preseason and how I think the Patriots did during last week's first preseason game. I'm Devin Telgani, and this is The Clutch. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of episode 15 of The Clutch. My name is Devin Telgani, and the first 15 minutes we talked about the Boston Red Sox, and I did ask my friends on TikTok, because I'm on TikTok live right now as we present episode number 15. They did say the Yankees are up 4-1, so this is really agonizing as a Red Sox fan. But let's move on from the baseball topic, because if we talk about that more, I think that door back there will be broken. But I want to talk about how well the Red Sox, the New England Patriots did in their first preseason game. I think they look great. Mac Jones, aka Mac and Cheese, looked great for the Patriots in the offs in their first game, which is great. The question is that many people are going to be asking, oh, will Mac Jones surpass Cam Newton in the starting quarterback job? I think that it could be a 50-50 possibility right here. I think it could be a huge thing. But right now, Stevenson was doing great for the Patriots. He's going to do great for us, during the season. I think if you ask me what will be the record of the New England Patriots, tops, I'm going to go 11-6. Lows, I'm going to go 10-7. I think this team has a lot of potential. Because here's the thing, many people on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, I see people tweeting saying that, oh, Devin, the season's over and whatnot, and, what's going on. Hey, Elijah, how we doing? Thank you for joining in. We have our first comment. Yo, what's up? How's it going? And then he's going to ask me, Devin, Patriots record prediction. Elijah, I appreciate you for watching this. So I'm going to get to the Patriots record prediction very soon, but thank you for asking me that. I think that's my first ever comment I've ever seen on my show. Thank you. So let's get into the Patriots preseason first. They played against I was about to say Washington Nationals for baseball, but they played the Washington football team on Thursday night. Great game. I could not believe how close that game was going to be. But here's the thing. The Patriots came out great. I thought that Judon looked great in a Patriots uniform. Kyle Van Noy looked awesome. He looked really amazing for us back in the blue. I'm just excited for him to come back. And I'm glad that he's doing well. I'm glad that he's going to strive well and be a great leader of the pack for the New England Patriots. Now let's get to Elijah's comment. He said, Patriots record prediction, that is a great question to ask. So I think that the Patriots record, like I said, will be 11-6. Because here's the thing. I think for week 4, because we play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka Tom Brady's team, I think that possibly we can be probably 3-0, not 3-1, Jesus. 3-0, 2-1, or possibly 1-2. I don't want to say this, but we will not be going 0-3, because I think that Cam Newton will be the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots come the season. Because here's the thing. Could Mac Jones surpass Cam Newton in the starting role? Yes. I think that would be a big opportunity to see Mac Jones as a quarterback for the New England Patriots. And here's the thing. I think that Mac Jones could be the next Tom Brady. Everyone's been commenting. Everyone's been saying, hey, he could be the next, Tom. And I agree. I think that he could be the next, not the next GOAT, but, next Tom Brady that, the Patriots have been waiting for and been wanting. But, I really love this team. People say that, oh, the dynasty's over. The Tennessee Titans ruined y'all's dynasty. The Miami Dolphins ruined y'all's dynasty. But here's the thing. I understand the haters in there saying that, ever since Tom Brady leaving, Gronkowski, Brown, Edelman, Gronk, the dynasty is over. But the question is, why do you think the dynasty is over? Just because we lost Tom Brady? No. The dynasty is still going on because we have had the best NFL offseason that anyone has ever had. We signed the 2 best tight ends in Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. we got Nelson Aguilar, and we got Kendrick Bourne. So the dynasty is not over. Yes, I do like the Red Sox. I'm sorry, someone's asking me that on my live on TikTok. But here's the thing. The team is going to be looking great. Could we possibly take the division? 50-50, but I'm going with the Buffalo Bills because here's the thing. Josh Allen had a great year last season, and I can say that because I'm a Patriots fan and I've watched and I've seen it. But just because you had one great season doesn't mean that you could really have another great season like you did last season. Which I'm not saying that the Bills couldn't win the division. I think they will be. Are they a better team than the Patriots? I think so. I think they are. I think this team has a lot of potential. And here's the thing. I think the Buffalo Bills could possibly make the Super Bowl this year. I think they could. I think they could surpass everyone. I think they could surprise everyone. I mean, my dream AFC Championship game would be a Bills versus Pats AFC Championship game, but I know that wouldn't happen with, the Kansas City Chiefs probably shocking the world and probably making it as the AFC team. But I think this team has a lot of potential. I think this team could possibly go all the way. And here's the thing, as a diehard Pats fan, I'll be happy for the Bills Mafia because I think that this team could really go all the way. They were close last year, but they lost to the Chiefs. The Chiefs overpowered them. But, another hot tip that I keep saying on this, show is that I think that the Kansas City Chiefs won't make the Super Bowl, same with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But, we'll see what happens. Justin Fields or Trey Lance. I'm going to go Justin Fields. But here's the thing. I think that this Patriots team is going to really shock everyone right now. I really think that this team, people will be hating on the Patriots for the rest of the season because, we don't have Tom Brady. We don't have Julian Edelman. We don't have the weapons that we used to have because I remember when we used to have great, we had the best wide receiver core when we had Josh Gordon, Demaryius Thomas, I was about to say A.J. Brown, Antonio Brown, and Julian Edelman. You know what happened that year? We traded Demaryius Thomas to the Jets. Antonio Brown, we all know what happened with him. Josh Gordon, he had problems and whatnot. And Julian Edelman, he was the only true homeboy, and he stayed on the team. And here's the thing. I'm kind of happy that, Julian Edelman didn't follow where Tom Brady went because I understand that Julian Edelman is Brady's Mickey and whatnot and wide receivers. But, there were a lot of talks of him possibly coming to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or, everybody made a lot of memes saying that, the Patriots could be trading Julian Edelman to the Buccaneers. But, Julian Edelman was a homeboy, and he said that he wanted to stay here in New England. And I'm grateful for that. He's been one of the best wide receivers that the Patriots have ever had to this day. And I can't say anything but nice things about, Julian Edelman. I'm happy that he retired. Will he be in the Football Hall of Fame? You bet your buttons he will be in there. First ballot, no. Second, no, maybe third ballot. But, I think he definitely deserves to make it in here. He really does. So I think that this New England Patriots team, I'm going to say this slogan throughout the Patriots season, shock the world. Because I think that, that's the kind of tour that the Patriots are on right now. Shock the world. That's what the Patriots are going to do right now. Shock everyone right now. Because many people are saying, Tom Brady is gone for the New England Patriots, saying, your dynasty is over. Well, screw the haters. Because here's the thing. This team is going to shock the world. They're going to go into playoffs, probably be second place in the AFC East for sure. And they're just going to be on that revenge tour. I've been saying this whole time on the show. They are on a revenge tour, and I can't say anything, but I love it. The New England Patriots are on a tour right now. And they need to shock the world. And, I can't believe that, this team is going to really shock the world. This team, I wouldn't have known would be here right now. I wouldn't have known that, they would have signed the two best tight ends in free agency. And I can't believe that this team could possibly be in the playoffs come this season. I can't wait to prove the haters wrong. I really can't. Because many people are going to say, oh, no, the Patriots are not going to make the playoffs this year. With their record last season, are you kidding me? This team cannot make the playoffs? No. This team will make the playoffs. We'll be better than the Jets, for sure. Definitely be better than Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa. But I'm going to call him Tagovailoa on the show. And I really think that, Cam Newton or Mac Jones, whoever's the starting quarterback, but I think that this team is going to have a lot of proof, and I think that's what they're going to do. This team, they could possibly be tied with the Dolphins. Don't get me wrong. This team could shock the world. But here's the thing, I could be wrong. I'm not no Stephen A. Smith. I'm not no Max Kellerman. I can't predict the future. I do make good predictions. Like I said, the Broncos being the Patriots last season, I called it. But I can't believe that, the Patriots have the weapons that they have this season. Now, if you ask me, Devin, if this team were the same to be by last season and they didn't do nothing and spend all the money or just throw the money up in the air, he just don't care, I could not believe that this team is where it's at right now. I wouldn't be sitting here and you wouldn't be saying, hey, Devin, how do you feel with Matthew Judon on the page? I would have been like, who? Matthew what? And how do you feel about Hunter Henry signing with us? Hunter Henry signed with us? Are you sure? And, ask me, oh, did you hear Johnny Smith? He signed with you too. I would have been like, yo, wake me up from this, dream, because I still think I'm dreaming. I can't believe that we have the two best tight ends in the league right now. I cannot believe, and I'm excited. I cannot wait for this season to begin. I really can't wait. This season is going to be awesome. This season is going to be great. We got to start in about 3 weeks from now. The Patriots have the Eagles tomorrow night for their second preseason game. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. I think, in the NFC, in NFC, NFC East, because I have a couple of Washington fans watching this podcast right now. So here's the thing. I think that the Washington football team, drumroll please, will win the NFC East. You heard it from me right now on my live on TikTok, on live on here. The Washington football team will win the NFC East. It'll go football team, Cowboys, Giants, and then the Eagles. Because here's the thing. People ask me, oh, why do you think the Washington football team can possibly, overtake the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles? The Eagles are going to be a sorry team this season. I'm sorry to hear for Eagles fans out there, but this team's not going to be good. Yeah, you got Smith. Great. Congratulations. But look who you have for quarterback. Hurts. I think that's going to hurt a lot. No pun intended. But this team, the Washington football team is going to be great. Their defense is great. They improved a lot in the offseason. They got Curtis Samuel, Adam Humphries. They got a lot of key additions during the offseason. I give them an A+ for that. The Giants, they got some new cornerbacks. They got some new shiny weapons in Kyle Rudolph and Kenny Golladay and whatnot. But, I think this team is going to be amazing. And here's the thing. Someone asked me, do you think Logan Thomas is good? Yeah, I think he's a great tight end. Is he top 10? No. Top 20? Possibly. But, he needs to get up there for, the Washington football team. But I think, it's time for Fitzmagic time. And I think that the team is going to shock the world. It's going to be amazing. And I think that, this team has a lot of potential. I could see them definitely in the playoffs. If you ask me what's their record, I think the Washington football team could possibly go 11-6. 11-6, 10-7 leagues. And I think that, You think Daniel Jones is going to be good this year? I think so. I think he could possibly be. If you ask me what his record is going to be, I go 9-8. 9-8, being nice, 8-9. So some people saying, "Oh, the New York Giants could possibly go 17-0," and I'd be saying 17-0. How? Because great, they got offensive weapons and whatnot. And how about my Cowboys QB Dak? Here's the thing: I'm glad that Dak Prescott's back. Because if y'all still had Andy Dalton as your quarterback right now, you guys be looking like trash right now. But with Dak back, you guys are looking at second place in the NFC East. But I'm excited. I can't wait for this football season to start up. My shows are going to be still every Wednesday, 8:00. Could be some changes, could not be. But I'm excited. I can't wait. The guys are going to hit the break right now, our last and final break. But when we get back, the Celtics signed someone who's a pretty big defender. Who is it? Who could it possibly be? I'll answer that next when we come back on The Clutch. My name is Devin Telegani. Welcome back to part 3 of episode number 15 of The Clutch, guys. I've been having a lot of fun doing this, podcast with you guys. I love interacting. Doing this on TikTok Live is my second time doing it. That's like me doing it, great. If not, that's fine also. But I just love interacting with YouTube and my TikTok because TikTok's my second family out here. I love to get their input. But let's get to the Boston Celtics. So the Celtics re-signed Marcus Smart to a 4-year deal. Wow, am I surprised about that? Because many people were saying, "Oh, Marcus Smart, he could be on the move somewhere. He could be, going elsewhere. He could be in a trade." But nope, Marcus Smart is here to stay. He's here to grow. And he's here to play defense and not shoot threes like he's damn Steph Curry. Here's the thing. Love the signing by the Celtics. Great. Awesome. But if I'm Udama Ugo, whatever his name is, I must call him Udano. So here's the thing. Do I have people on my podcast? I haven't, but you can join. I can send you a link next time. So here's the thing. I think that, Marcus Smart shooting threes, decent, but he's not Steph Curry. So I don't know why he'd be shooting threes like he's thinking he's Klay Thompson or Steph Curry or Kevin Durant. But if you ask me, does this make the Celtics team greater than they are before? Yeah. But I think they need to make some more improvements here and there. I really don't think that this team can improve more than they have right now. But I think that this team can possibly go far. But they need to add some more adjustments. They need to add some players, probably like Paul Millsap, some more shooters, for the Celtics. I was really hoping that they could sign Danny Green. Would be a huge, exception here. But as I'm accepting Let's Go Jets out here into my live Let's Go Jets. What's up, man? I'm on my podcast on The Clutch.
haven't seen you in a while. I didn't even know.
What's going on? So
I was scrolling through. What's going on?
So right now we're talking about the Boston Celtics signing out Marcus Smart. If you guys don't know who Let's Go Jets is, by his last name, Jets, he is a huge Jets fan, but he's also a New York Knicks fan, if I'm correct. And let's ask him about how he feels about the signings of the Knicks this season. Frankie, how are you feeling about your signings this season for the Knicks?
You know, at first I wasn't big on the Fournier signing. It's a guy I've seen being on and off, going from Magic and Celtics. But as he explains himself, he wants to be in New York. He likes how Tibbs coaches, and I respect that. I want that. I want that energy out of a player. But I'd rather give it a lot $10 a year, of course. But, you know, Fournier and Kemba together are a nice little duo.
Yeah.
Kemba going into two. I like that signing. Not too bad.
Exactly. So here's my question for you. So the New York Knicks, they also re-signed Derrick Rose. Do you think that'll be a problem for the New York Knicks having Derrick Rose come off the bench with Kemba starting, or what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't think there was one fan that actually watched the season that didn't want Rose back. Rose he was such a great player, and he had a great impact on the locker room bench. And, you know, Rose has been very, very good under Coach Tibbs. So, I mean, he's a guy I wanted back without anything. I mean, I would have given him a lot of money. But, you know, I like what he brings to the chemistry and everything. Him and, him quickly and Kemba are going to have to start splitting the time. And I think they will do very, very well with all that three tandem is very, very good.
I definitely agree now. Which signing do you think is bigger, the sign and trade with Evan Fournier or you guys signing Kemba Walker?
I'm gonna have to go with Kemba.
Okay.
You know, Fournier is a big signing. It's probably the biggest signing, but you know the value that Kemba brings. A lot of New York fans have wanted Kemba for a very clenched. And just people have wanted Kemba, and Fournier was the guy that the Knicks were looking at before he hit the market. No one thought Kemba was going to hit the free agency market. Everyone thought he was going to play under the Thunder or he was going to get traded. But him coming to the Knicks was absolutely huge because no one expected it. And I think that Kemba, he might not play very well, but I think you give him time, and I think he will help the locker room develop, help quickly develop, and him and Rose together will be very, very good.
I agree. I think so, too. I think they're going to be a great duo. Him and Julius Randle, too. You know, I think this makes the Knicks a little bit more scarier than they were last year. I think it makes them more playoff contenders than my Boston Celtics are right now. You know, with the Celtics signing, Enes Kanter, them trading for Al Horford. They got Josh Richardson, and then just signing Dennis Schroeder. So those are like decent moves for the Boston Celtics to make them a scarier team. I give them an iffy on that one, but I'm still waiting for them to make more moves. But Frankie, do you think the Knicks need to make more moves, or are you happy with what the team has right now?
So right now the centers are looking Noel, Mitchell Robinson, Taj Gibson. I like those three. With injury-prone people, Jericho Sims, who I don't know if anyone knows, in the summer league had an absolute monster of the summer league. So he will probably be in Westchester this year. So he'll be a guy that will get called up. Power forward tandem of Randall and who played last year?
Toppin.
Blank space in my head right now. But Toppin. Toppin had a great summer league too.
Yeah.
So him and Toppin. Randall finds himself playing 40 minutes a game. So I mean he's not really ever out. So and then RJ at small forward along with I think Fournier will get some work at small forward. And Kevin Knox too, I think will get implemented a little bit, even though he sucks.
Right.
And the shooting guards, I think Fournier will start there. But there's also guys, the McBride guy we drafted, who's had a pretty good summer league, and I forget the other guy's name. I forget, I remember it. But him too, it's shooting guard, and then point guard Kemba, Quickly, and Rose. That's my favorite three guys of the entire roster. And I think that they're a solid team. I'm fine with the agency where it is, but I like them to do something maybe because I mean both Robinson and Noel are very, very injury prone, including Robinson, who really has not been healthy since his rookie year.
Right.
Will he return to his old self? I hope so. But in that case of where Robinson does not return to his old self this year, it's just going to be Noel and Pete Gibson. In that case, you might want to go get a decent center.
Right.
I don't know.
Now, let me ask you this. What team actually scares you in the Eastern Conference that you're like, oh, wow, this team is good?
As much as I hate to say it, the Hawks are very, very scary. Like, this is going to be a rivalry as long as Trae Young stays on.
Right.
They put the Knicks on Christmas, but then the last time the Knicks and Hawks had a Christmas game was 20 years ago.
Exactly.
So there's something going on there that's right. And it's crazy. But
the
Hawks are scary. Trae Young will develop into an amazing player. And I think as long as Gallinari, Collins, and Bogdanovich stay healthy, that team's going to be way over 600.
Exactly. If you ask me, the team that's like, oh, wow, kind of scary, I think you got to say the Miami Heat with the moves that they made with Kyle Lowry, having, Tucker sign with them, more signs with them. I think the, Miami Heat could be a team to watch out for, that could possibly make a finals run again with, the re-signing of Jimmy Butler and whatnot. I mean, Frankie, what do you think about that, about the Miami Heat? Do they kind of scare you?
The Heat are putting together a very, very good roster. I think Lowry will bring that whole squad together. He'll bring out the best in Jimmy. He will bring out the absolute best Jimmy will ever play. And, him and Jimmy together, I think without even including Robinson, who I think Duncan Robinson's a top 10 shooter right now.
I agree.
Top 5 arguably. But I think that team will finish in the top 5 in the East as long as they stay healthy.
I think so.
That could easily change with injuries.
A team that decreased a lot this year in the offseason, I gotta say the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think they're a really scary team anymore with the losses of Brook Lopez and Tucker. They signed what's his face, the really big center. I forgot what his name was. What was it, Craig? Not Craig or whatnot. But I think the Milwaukee Bucks, they're not going to be the team that possibly makes a final run. I could definitely see the Brooklyn Nets, another friend of foes of Frankie, big rivalry out there in New York. But I think, right? The three-headed dragon, Kyrie, Harden, and Kevin Durant. Watch out, Brooklyn. Here they come. Because here's the thing: if they stay healthy, right? Because here's the thing: if they stay healthy, watch out in the East, because they all want a ring. Kyrie wants another one, KD wants another one, but the three-headed dragon that doesn't have one is James Harden. So I think that's another team to watch out for come this season. I can't wait.
That team's going to be very, very solid. I mean, I was born in Brooklyn, but at the time I was born in Brooklyn, they were the New Jersey Nets. So I never really I didn't start watching basketball until the first year I started watching was the year Kevin Knox got drafted. So 2017.
Right.
And they sucked still. But if you asked any NBA fan, like, are the Knicks even considered finishing as a top 5 seed last year at this time? I think everyone would look at it like the 2 ends.
Right, exactly. They would have said, no way.
Like the next.
Exactly. But guys, that is all the time we have on for this week's episode of The Clutch, episode number 15. Stay tuned next week for episode number 16. I'm going to still do this. I'm going to go live on TikTok while I do this. If you guys like this will be a new thing. But thank you guys for watching The Clutch. I'm Devin Telgani, and this is The Clutch.